churches have failed on people.
That's
For
right.
so-called black men, you are the lowest state and you are the greatest thing God ever created.
That's
It's
right.
time for you men to come back in your place, rule this earth like God made it for you to do.
If you're not Israel, you ain't no kin to me. If you don't fit the 12, then you my enemy. We are in the land of our captivity. Someday we going home, so you best believe. If you're not Israel, you ain't no kin to me. If you don't fit the 12, then you my enemy. We are in the land of our captivity. Someday we going home, so you best believe.
Open your eyes, time to awake. We make up the 12 tribes of Israel today. We the real Jews, make no mistakes. They ain't our homeland, they phony, they faking. It ain't about color, it's more about race. God chose a nation to rule in this place. Jacob he loved, Esau he hate. You find that in Malachi 1 and verse Trey. The rest, 3. Jerusalem is the motherland, above and it's free. That's Galatians, 4, B-A-N-C. Get it? Got it? Aprende? Capiche? If I gotta fast for a couple of weeks just to get the kingdom, then no well let it be. I am keeping the laws, I keep every feast, keep every Sabbath, break bread and I drink. Who's ready for Passover 2016? In a month of a bit where we gather in me, there's a whole lot of laughter, we dance and we sing. Unlimited bread 7 days out the week, can't wait to see what the elders gon' teach. Pull out my Bible, then pull out my seed, that's the spiritual food. Bon appetit, some say truth hurts, read it and weep. If you ain't tryna hear me, then move up the street. When I exit your city, I dust off my feet, lace up my boots, let's equip with them cleats. Lift up my voice like a trumpet and speak. You can see my zeal, hear my zeal, all in my speech. See that I'm serious, I don't show no teeth. We are imperial, define it and read. It cannot be numbered like sand on the beach. Stop playing.
Where's the black man at that's looking for salvation?
That's
Where's
right.
the strong black man at that's gonna rule his household? Where you at? We're looking for you.
How I came to find out.
When you say you from South Africa,
By the way, Brooklyn. Yes. South Africa. Awesome.
first.
And Nyarai must come out people African, like the name.
Okay.
But when I see African Americans, I see Africans. I've been to Africa many times.
Right.
So why are people saying African?
Because according to God in the Bible, not all dark-skinned people are the same people.
Right.
I mean, you know that if you go to India, there's some people as dark as us, and we know they not
But
didn't descend from African and all. Say that again?
Africans were sold to India too.
Right, the
So
Africans
you have
that, the so-called Africans that were on the west coast of Africa.
Right.
Not
Like
the South Africans.
When I see LeBron James, I see a Yoruba. I
Yes,
don't see
and you're speaking about the west coast of Africa. You said South Africa. There's two different parts of the
Africa
country.
has 3,000 different languages or ethnicities, but there are only but 3 similar ones. The ones from the west, and then you have the Bantus that go on. So I'm just trying to understand.
Well, according, like I was saying, according to the Bible, not all dark-skinned people are the same. So on the continent of Africa, you have a lot of different ethnicities that
There
are
were even
dark-skinned.
Africans that were stolen into America for slavery.
Yeah.
We don't even talk about it.
And I'm gonna get to that. And that's what I'm saying, that not all those Africans are the same people, or those dark-skinned
We're
people
not
are the same.
But we have very similar belief systems regardless, and very similar foods. I mean, it's not all white people are the same, but they
Exactly
sure
how
as heck,
dark-skinned
sure as hell share some stuff.
Now I'm gonna
They
show
oppress
you.
us.
I'm gonna show you the difference between South Africans and I don't know. You might be an Israelite according to the Bible if your spirit bears witness with these curses.
Right.
I can't say that. Now I'm just going to speak about South Africans on the research that we've done, and we've matched it with the Bible. Okay. So read that in Daniel chapter 9.
Verse 11.
Daniel chapter 9 verse 11. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law.
So God is saying in the Bible that the Israelites transgressed his laws because he's the only people he gave them to. He didn't give them to the Egyptians or the Dodo tribe, those type of people. He didn't give it to them. He gave it to the Israelites.
Right.
Those people were in Jerusalem, were dark-skinned people in the beginning. Okay? Read on.
Even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us.
That's the point right there. Daniel's prophesying the curse is poured upon us. There's curses written in this Bible that pertain specifically to one nation of people.
That's right.
And those are the Israelites, which are so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Right.
You know? Now, if you are a native or born in South Africa, and these curses didn't historically happen to your
We were all
people,
cursed or cooked up for this.
I'm gonna show you a curse.
We were all cursed.
Give me that in Deuteronomy.
So I'm lost.
Because he said these curses have been poured upon Israel.
Right.
So now you got to find out what the curses are, and then you'll be able to differentiate who the people are.
All
Right.
Africa's been colonized. You've been called Kaffir. You've been
All
called
been
non-believers.
colonized, but certain things only happen to particular
we were
dark-skinned people.
burnt. I have relatives that were
Read it.
burned and eaten at the
Which one
stake.
should
I
do?
don't know what you're saying. It is the same thing.
All right, I'm gonna show you this. Read it. 68.
Verbatim.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So God is telling these Israelites, because we read in Daniel, he said the curse is poured upon us. And then God says Egypt means the house of bondage.
Right.
Another word for that is slavery.
All these names, they're
Hold
European.
on. I'll
They're
get
not-
to it.
they're not.
You
I
just
need
hit
to
it.
read the old Torah, the Torah.
I'll
So
get
even
to it,
here,
sister.
The African names we're talking about.
You pulling the cart before the horse.
Basta. Where is that? Where's
You're pulling the cart before the horse, sister. I'll explain it. You gotta give me a chance. You're pulling the cart before the horse. So read that again.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Into slavery again. Historically, according to the Bible, the Israelites never went back into Egypt as slaves once they came out through the Red Sea. So Egypt means slavery.
Right.
So he's going to bring the Israelites back into slavery again a second time. How?
With ships.
With ships. That never historically happened to the South Africans as a whole.
But what you're saying is, you're saying that slavery only happened in West Africa. Slavery
I'm not
all
saying that.
Up and through Africa. So this whole story that I'm hearing, I've been to Africa several times.
Now let me explain that to you.
That story.
I'm going to explain
And if it
that
was
to
slavery,
you. Give me verse
and Europe,
64.
They were sent to Europe, they were sent to India, they were sent everywhere.
Exactly
And
right.
nobody
Now I'm going to
told
show you
anybody.
who those people
This
were.
lie about
Read that.
Africans in Egypt.
Verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee.
The Lord's going to do what?
Scatter thee among all people.
So God scattered us among all people, which would happen to be Europe.
Right.
Sent us to India, sent us to Australia, sent us to Africa, America, to America.
You're a person. You're telling me when I look at West Africans,
You see what I'm saying?
I'm not seeing that. That's where I'm confused.
Say that again. I didn't hear your question.
Any normal African that's from Africa. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna tell people
Roman
that
now.
Africans.
Say that again now. I didn't hear your question.
Like she's looking at you. When I go to Africa, I've been to Africa. I like you. I'll go to New York.
Hey,
So when I
so
see other black
Exodus
people, I
11 and
can
7. Okay, Exodus 11. Because when I look at y'all, if I just normally see y'all, I would think that y'all were African American unless you said something.
Yeah.
Let's see what God says about that.
Bring it out.
The book of Exodus, chapter 11, verse 7. But against any of the children of
Hold on.
Israel.
I gotta listen. You can't talk and listen at the same time. You can hear, but you can't listen. Read.
Verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
The children of Israel are the so-called blacks, Hispanics that have European names because of slavery now.
That's right.
We know we're not African. That was named after Scipio Africanus.
Right.
Okay, if you want to go
All
on
right.
that, okay.
You're exactly
I can go
right.
with you there.
America was named after Amerigo Vespucci.
Right.
We know that. These are our slave names, but God calls the Israelites that went into slavery on ships that were scattered Israel.
Right.
Judah, Benjamin, Levi. That's our God-given name.
That's right.
Now let me finish this according to that. Read on.
Exodus chapter 11, verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
Now the Egyptians are anciently known as dark-skinned people.
Right.
Read.
Against man or beast, that ye may know how the Lord doth put a difference.
Does what?
Put a difference.
Between who?
Between the Egyptians.
Between who?
The Egyptians.
Dark-skinned people. Read.
And Israel.
And the Israelites.
That's right.
Two dark-skinned nations of people, but God says they two completely different people.
Right.
Because we did. Well, she just said that all dark-skinned people are the same. So y'all don't even believe the same thing. Y'all got to get on the same
I don't
page.
even know what you're talking about.
Give me that in the Bible dictionary. Where's it at?
I just wanted to make very
Bible
clear.
dictionary.
No, I want to
Go
make
ahead.
very clear. I just know that the same lie that I heard when I was in school by white people that they bought Manhattan for $26.
That's a lie.
I've been to Africa. I don't think Africans sold no slaves.
That's a lie.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna show you in the Bible.
I don't buy it.
That
I don't
it did.
buy African soul. Borgia
Now-
is homosexual ways.
now let's
I don't
take it
buy
this.
it. It is a divide and conquer tactic.
Now let's take it
and
as historically. Now historically, do the
trying-
people of the same race sell their own people into slavery? Is that historically known?
I don't even believe
No, they don't do that.
that.
So the AIDS sister here says no. I know you're a little young. You gotta listen to the AIDS sister. She
That's
knows
my
a little.
mother.
Your mother. Historically, people of the same race.
I'm a major in African history, so I know what.
Now listen to this. Because I went to college just like you and I took African American studies. Okay. And are you from South Africa too?
That's all
Okay.
I'm saying.
Now listen to this. Okay, now listen. Read that. What you got? Joel. Because normally, historically, people of the same race don't sell each other into slavery.
I don't think anybody's already.
So your mother with the degree with some knowledge, the historian knows that people don't sell their own people into slavery. So we know that these people that came from the west coast of Africa was sold by another dark-skinned people.
That's right.
Now let's find out who God says those dark-skinned people were.
Okay, that has
Hold
to
on.
do with I'm a man with God.
Joel chapter 3 verse 2.
After this, I'll listen to you,
fighting
sister.
each other. Let me tell you, Africans
Go
were
ahead.
always fighting each other. Somebody came by and they wanted to buy guns. That's how this started.
I'm gonna show you what
And
God
they
says.
sold those people for guns. So they have guns. Like
Now listen, sister. Go ahead, read.
Verse 2.
Listen up.
I will also gather all nations and will bring them.
No, get to the point. Verse 4.
Verse 4. Yea, and what have thou, and yea, what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
Tyre and Zidon, according to the Bible, are two African nations that come from the father of Ham.
Right.
Another name for Ham is Cam.
Right.
Kemetic. Ham in English is Ham. Now those nations, if I can,
and the Semites.
exactly right,
That's in
sister.
Egypt.
Now look.
Semites and Semites.
Now listen to this. The Hamites, the Tyrians, Zidonians, were bordered across this Red Sea right here. All right? That's where they live. So God said, what do you Africans, you Tyre and Zidonians, Hamites, have to do with me? Read on.
And all the coast of Palestine.
And now he says Palestine. Who are the Palestinians?
Mixed race people.
The Arabs.
Mixed race with German and all their colonizers. Mixed
Well,
race.
according to what we know now, they the Arabs. And by the way they live, we know they descend from a person called Ishmael.
Right.
The Ishmaelites. Exactly right. Read on.
Will ye render me a recompense?
So God speaking to these historically African nations, are you going to pay me back? Why? Read.
And if ye render me, and if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your head.
So God says, are you going to pay me back because I didn't choose you as my people? God's people are the Israelites.
Which God are you talking about?
The God of Israel.
That's right.
When does he talk? Because God the German.
He talks through the Bible.
So I can't.
Now listen.
By the Germans.
I'll get to it right there. Right after this, I'll get to
God
that.
talks to nobody but everybody who's born on earth. Came out of their mother's vagina. They didn't have a Bible, okay? They came with everything that God gave them.
I'll answer that,
all
sister.
this other stuff is nonsense.
Okay, I'll answer that right after this. Read on.
Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly and pleasant things. The children also of Judah.
The children of who?
Also of Judah.
Who we now know are the so-called African American blacks.
That's
Read on.
right. And the children of Jerusalem.
The children that lived in Jerusalem, according to the Bible, were the so-called West Indians, which are known as Benjamin, and Levi, which were the priests that lived in Jerusalem. So he said, you took my children Judah and the children of Jerusalem, these three dark-skinned nations, West Indians, Haitians, African Americans, and what did the Africans do to them? Read.
Have ye sold unto the Grecians?
Hold on. These Tyrenians, the Zidonians, sold the blacks, the West Indians, and the Haitians to who?
Have ye sold unto the Grecians?
So God is saying that some African people, dark-skinned Africans, sold some dark-skinned people to the Grecians.
also sold as slaves.
Historically, who are the Grecians?
Okay?
Historically, who are the Grecians?
Not only black people that were slaves.
I'm gonna get to that.
Well, all I know at this point, everybody's talking about Jesus. This he grew by the
Historically, the Grecians are white people.
Right. That's right.
And I don't believe that Jesus of yours either.
We don't either. So God is saying that the Tyrrhenians and the Zidonians, African nations, sold dark-skinned people to some white people.
That's right.
And you just said, sister, you just said that historically, people of the same race don't sell their own people to other people.
I know that I'm an African. I know that I'm an African. I know that I'm an African.
Okay, so according to the Bible, your ancestors sold my people to the white man.
Right.
That's right. They sold Manhattan for $26.
I know they said that. That's a lie. Now, what would you say?
So you and I can become enemies.
No.
Yeah. You and I can become enemies. That's the truth. Same people, the same complexion, going to fight each other because of who told you that.
Sister, we've been enemies since the beginning. We got the same people. Just because we got the same color don't mean we're the same people.
That's right.
East Indians are as dark as me. Chinese people are as dark as me. Philippines are as dark as me. We're not the same people.
All of our children have no fathers. That's a problem.
Say that again?
That's the real problem.
What's that?
Africans all over. Africa, African American, Haiti,
What's that?
men, all of them need to get together. I don't buy it.
We can't do that.
I grew up with
Amos
white
3.
people.
We can't get with Africans.
That's all.
Because Africans worship the sun, the moon, the stars, the animals, the fish. We worship the one true God.
That's right.
The God of Israel.
Read it out. German name.
Read that.
Amos chapter 3 verse 1. Hear this word.
I didn't know the German name. Like I'm
Amos chapter 3 verse 3. Can two walk together except they be agreed?
So God says that these Israelites, once they wake up, they can't get with Africa. They can't get with that whole black power African Bambaataa stuff. It ain't never helped us.
Right. You are a great man. You can
Read it again.
Verse 3. Can two walk together except they be agreed?
We got the only one living true God on the face of the earth.
That's right.
In the universe.
Right.
That's why he didn't put South Africans in slavery.
Tell you something.
He didn't send them on ships.
Right.
Now you went through apartheid. That's something different.
Right.
You was never shipped out of your country because you're still there.
Right.
We not in our land. We not in our land. Our land is Jerusalem. Your people migrated here.
We were run out.
What, did your ancestors go on slave ships?
They were run out.
Well, you just told me they did. I bet your man does that. Your daughter told me that. Okay, well then.
As long as your DNA is
All right.
this complexion, light, black, I know different shades of black, you're all freaking African.
Yes, but you know what? Your God is a German name.
But you have
figure that out. I don't understand.
And you have a white Jesus.
Hey, listen to this.
We can have our own.
This is what Christ looked like.
You
This is what God looked like. Not the actual. He didn't look exactly like this.
Wait a minute.
But we know he was a dark-skinned man with woolly hair.
That's right.
He don't?
No.
Give me that in Psalms then.
Bring it up.
Exodus 33.
He is my own image, but he is not a face that you've just put there.
Well, why did God say I've made man in my image?
Yes.
Yeah, the white man, the
So God ain't got a face? How do we ain't got a face then?
Yeah, when Mary.
Let us make man in our image.
Man with the
My father is my image.
Your father came from God.
Yes.
So God got a face.
Right.
What are you talking about? If God didn't have a face, we walk around without a face.
Let me straighten you out.
They had no father.
I told you not worship
Bring it out.
fishes and all kind of nonsense.
Say it again. I didn't hear the beginning.
You said Africans worship stars and all that shit. No, they don't.
Who they worship?
Okay? They don't because we worship one God.
Who they worship?
Okay? They don't because we worship one God.
I've got a perfect puzzle for you. Oompa, loompa, doompa-dee-dee. If you are wise, you'll listen to me.
What do you get when you guzzle down sweets?
Eating as much as an elephant eats. What are you at? Getting terribly fat. What do you think will come of that? I don't like the look of it. Oompa, loompa, doompa-dee-da. If you're not greedy, you will go far. You will live in happiness too. Like the Oompa, loompa, doompa-dee-doo. Doompa-dee-doo.
Thank you.
Who?
Is
that in South
Take a trip to Africa. Get a trip. Take a passport. Go visit your people.
No,
They're
that's your
waiting.
question. Is that in South Africa?
I grew up here in America. I know your people. They are wonderful people. They will welcome you home.
Now listen to this, because historically we know Egyptians didn't worship no Oompa Loompa. Right.
Egyptians go to Africa, get a passport.
Egyptians worship Ra. Right.
Yes.
That's not the same God as Oompa Loompa. So you worship pagan gods. That's right. Egyptians worship the sun. Right.
I got it right here, but I want him to show it.
Dagon worship the stars.
Let me tell you about the Ra.
Dagon people worship the constellations, the stars.
How do you think y'all got free with the North Star, the constellation? That's how you had to go for freedom.
We didn't worship it as a god.
Nobody worshipped them either.
We didn't worship it. So you're saying that we all got the same God. We don't. We don't worship Oompa Loompa. We don't worship Ra.
We worship Ra too. But let me tell you,
You just said you worship Oompa Loompa.
Yes, but you know who Ra is?
That don't make no sense.
Right. Between every man in South Africa. With all any man, Ra starts with Ra. That's the name afterwards.
So why was the Egyptians worshiping Ra as the sun?
It's the same thing.
The Egyptians worship Ra as the sun.
Right. No, sister.
So what you learned in Africa is wrong. Right.
No.
What they taught you in Africa is wrong. You all didn't worship the same God.
I live born and bred in my soil, and I'm going to listen to nonsense.
Say that again, sister. Where's your soul at? You told me you was born here.
I was not born here.
Well, you just said you got here. Okay, so you was brought here on slave ships.
Right. So my Lord tells me that you worship him.
And your ancestors.
And you know what? You can hear that say that.
So we got some miscommunication here, sister.
If you talk about people worshiping the sun, which is not true. But
Egyptians worship the sun. The ancient Egyptians worship the sun. Right. They didn't teach you that?
No. It is not because of that. Because
they worship the crocodile, they worship the cow, the hippopotamus, the leopard. Egyptians did that. So if you from South Africa and you worship Oompa Loompa, that's a completely different thing.
Right. Worship what?
Nubians, which were the Ethiopians, correct? Nubians were the Ethiopians, right?
Okay.
They worship
Egypt now.
They worship the same thing as the Egyptians because the Ethiopians migrated up to Egypt.
The people that came to Egypt were the Turkish people came there.
The Turkish people are white people.
Ottoman Turks.
Those are white people. We're talking about before they got there. Before they got there, Egyptians worship 300 different gods.
Right.
So what? So what? So what?
Egyptians worship 300 different gods.
Right.
So what? So what? Who are you worshiping? You didn't exist.
Give me
Luke.
Yeah.
Luke chapter 1 verse 68. Blessed be the Lord God of Israel.
So we got the only one living true God who put the so-called blacks and Hispanics into slavery.
Why did he come and save you?
Right.
Why did he come and save you?
He is coming. That's
right.
why you see all these prophecies unfolding.
Right.
And everybody that's not an Israelite, you got two choices: death or eternal slavery.
Right. Right.
I've been telling slavery.
So get your mind right.
Right.
You slave
You got either or. That's the only reason he made Africa.
Right.
The only reason he made ham.
Right. Right.
Because your ancestors, if you from Africa, South Africa, they showed them wear pants.
Right. This is why.
So you ain't even keeping the tradition of your ancestors.
I got two.
You can put leggings on. You can put leggings on.
What's that gonna do?
What's your
I want to know how God is not a spirit.
How God is not
Not
a
a
spirit?
spirit.
Good question.
Get out.
There you go.
Exodus chapter 33 verse 18.
Now listen, of course, now how we know that God's not a spirit? Because
This is gay shit.
there's different types. Give me that 1 Corinthians 15. Because there's different types of bodies. And I'm going to show you that. 44 1544. Let me find it about. There's different types of bodies.
Right.
Right. There's celestial bodies. There's terrestrial bodies.
Right.
Celestial means heavenly, angel type bodies.
Or like
right?
aliens, like
they can dwell up
like
there.
the Mexicans that they
Terrestrial means made of the earth. That's what we are. We made of the earth.
Right.
Okay. Because when we die, our body turns back into the dust from which it came. Now God has a celestial body.
Right.
He dwells there. All right. And we're gonna show you that He's got the same features that you get.
Why does God have a wife? Why does he have a wife unless he's a homosexual?
Read.
This God that is
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 44. It is sown a natural body. It is raised a spiritual body.
So when the Christ comes back, if we happen to pass on before that and we are in the grave, if we repent and understand that we are the Israelites, keep His commandments and the faith in His Son, He's going to raise us in a spiritual body.
Right.
We're going to have this body and it's going to be raised into a spiritual body, and it's going to be things that, you know, the stuff you see in the movies like X-Men and Avengers, where Iron Man can fly and Hulk and Incredible Hulk has super strength.
Right.
God says if you keep my commandments, I'm going to give you that kind of power and more.
That's right.
Nobody's waiting. I don't have time to wait for
all
it.
the people
We
that
get
hate
it
you.
now.
Right.
When Trayvon died,
There is a natural body and there is a spiritual body.
Read that part again. Listen up.
There is a natural body and there is a spiritual body.
So there's a natural body which we have that has blood,
So we must
veins, and
die
heart, and all
so we
that.
can
And
live.
there's a spiritual body which God and Christ and the angels
we
have.
must die now.
Go back to Exodus. Now I'm going to show you that spiritual body has a face, arms. I'm going to show you it even got color.
Right.
It's not some puff of smoke, see-through type spirit, because they didn't nail a spirit to the cross.
That's right.
They nailed a man to the cross who rose out the grave,
Nobody was
who
nailed on
appeared
the
to
cross.
his disciples when they
Nobody
was
was
all in the
nailed on
huddle
the
in the
cross.
house.
Nobody
With his
was
spiritual
nailed on
body.
the cross.
Hung on a tree. Your Bible
Exodus
says
chapter
hung on a
33,
tree.
verse
Oh, I
18.
don't know.
Bring it out. And he said, I beseech thee, show me thy glory. And he said, I will make all my goodness pass before thee, and I will proclaim the name of the Lord before thee.
This is God
They
talking
are
to Moses.
still
Moses
hanging
said,
niggas on
show me
trees.
what you look like.
They are
They said,
still
I'm going to
hanging
do this.
niggas on
Read.
trees. He was hung
And
on
will
a
be
tree. That's a lie.
gracious to whom I will be gracious, and I will show mercy on whom I will show mercy.
Read on.
And he said, thou canst not see my face.
Hold on, can't see what?
Thou canst not see my face.
So God got a what?
Thou canst not see my face.
God got a face.
That's right.
God got a face. Say that again.
God got a face, but you don't know the color.
I'm going to show you his color, but I'm going to show you first that he's not a puff of smoke.
Read.
Listen up, brother. Listen, go ahead.
Thou cannot see my face, for there shall no man see me and live.
Read on.
And the Lord said, behold, there is a place by me, and thou shalt stand upon a rock. And it shall come to pass, while my glory passes by, that I will put thee in a cliff of the rock.
Read on.
And will cover thee with my hand.
With his what?
With my hand.
So God got a face, he got a hand.
Right.
He got a hand, he got an arm. If he got an arm, he got a shoulder. If he got a shoulder, he got a chest.
Right. Bring
The
it out.
Bible says, let us make man in our image.
That's right.
That's why you got two arms, two legs, a head, and you got woolly hair on your head.
Right.
I'm going to show you God got hair like that. Now jump to, read on. Is that it on that? Read on.
And will cover thee with my hand while I pass by.
Read on.
And I will take away my hand, and thou shalt see my back part.
His what?
My back
I
part.
have a question.
Parts. God got a back.
Right.
He got a buttocks.
Right.
I'm going to show you he got a buttocks. He got calf muscles.
Right.
Give me Daniel chapter 9.
Bring it out.
What is the
Or
difference
7 and 9.
Jesus died on the cross. It said black or white.
Huh?
Jesus
Oh,
hung on a
Jesus
tree in
on
the
the cross.
Bible.
Is it black-
He hung on a
I'ma
tree,
show
so
you.
why are we in your same book? He hung on a tree. What are you telling me? All I know is this white Bible.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show her.
I wanna
I'm
know
going through the
where-
process. Read. Hold on. So now, first, do you understand that he got a face according to the Bible? We gotta believe on as God, as the Bible
I
says,
know you got a Bible.
not as loudmouth women say,
Right.
not as the pastor says.
Right.
We got to believe on God as the Bible says.
That's right.
Listen, brother, we got to believe as God as the Bible says.
That's right.
All right, read on.
You gotta see
Daniel chapter 7, verse 9. I beheld till that thrones were cast down, and the ancients of days did sit.
The Ancient of Days is the Most High God. Why is he Ancient of Days? Because he came before that. He's the one that gave you the days. First, second, third, fourth. He gave you that. So he's before that. Read on.
Whose garment was white as snow.
The clothing he had on was pure white. Read on.
Of course it was white.
And the hair of his head.
Hold on, the what?
And the hair of his head.
The hair of the Most High God of Israel's head was like what?
Like the pure wool.
It was like what?
The pure wool.
God got a body, got a face, and he got pure woolly hair.
That's right.
What kind of hair you got on your head, brother? You got woolly hair, right? All right, so the lights should start turning on right now.
That's right.
Hold on now. Hold on. The Bible says that God got woolly hair.
Right.
Now, I haven't even showed you his color yet.
I have a question about
But we're going to do a process of elimination. What people got woolly hair?
In the beginning of the Old Testament,
Asians got woolly hair?
it talks about Adam and Eve, right?
You mean to tell me white people got woolly hair, brother?
If you check the different
Oh, hell no.
No, they don't. Listen up, brother. They ain't got woolly hair. Asians ain't got woolly hair. So process of elimination, we know that God must have been dark skinned.
Right.
Now we're going to show you that. Give me that in Ezekiel.
Black people who are born white because y'all are white.
Ezekiel chapter 1 verse 26. And above the firmament that was over their heads was the likeness of a throne.
Now you listen, because right now I'm about to get the color of God. Pay attention. Because you asked the question. I'm going to get the color of God. Read.
And above the firmament that was over their heads was the likeness of a throne, as the appearance of sapphire stone. And upon the likeness of the throne.
Hold on. So on that throne, because we just read that the Ancient of Days sat down on the throne.
Right.
So on that throne, what did he see?
The appearance of sapphire stone. And upon the likeness of the throne was the likeness as the man, as the appearance of a man.
Hold on. So it was a man sitting on that throne.
That's right.
That man, we already read, had woolly hair. He got a face.
Right.
He got arms.
Right.
He got a buttock. What color was it?
Above upon it. And I saw as the color of amber.
The color of what?
Of amber.
What color is amber? Is what? It's
brown.
brown.
Right.
Even the South Africans know
Right.
what color God is.
Right. Bring it out.
So a process of elimination. A process of elimination, brother.
All these names in Africa have been made by white people. Please mention
What
South
color did the Bible say God is?
And I saw as the color of amber.
What color is amber? And it said he got hair like what? What color is God?
Is Adam and Eve
All right there. So what color?
If Adam and Eve made
Now listen,
children
let me
together.
ask this question.
Okay.
Now if God looked like that, brother, if God looked like that, that means his son should kind of resemble him, right?
Right.
Let's see what his son is like. Go ahead, give me that. Revelation 1. Because we showed God was a black man, got woolly hair.
You get pregnant
Got a
without
face,
having
got
sex.
arms.
Is what you're telling me.
The book of Revelation chapter 1 verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
So now we're about to reveal to you what Jesus looked like. Did Jesus look like this white, blue-eyed, blonde-haired, dog-haired person that they gave us in slavery? Or did he look like you?
Bring it out.
Did he look like the so-called blacks right now?
Bring it out.
That's what we found it out. Why are we doing this? So you can
Bring it
have
out.
self-esteem about yourself.
Right.
So you can learn that I look like God. God made me in his image
You
for a
look like
reason.
God. I
Let
look
me
like God.
start
Everybody
walking as a child of God, as an Israelite.
Right.
All right? Read it.
Which God gave unto him to show unto his servants.
Now jump to verse 48, 14.
Verse 14.
Because you the servant of God. So God said, Jesus, tell them what you look like and write it in the book. Because one day they're going to ask what you look like. Because they're going to be taught that in slavery.
Right.
You're going to have to send your prophets out to tell them what you look like. Read verse 14.
Verse 14.
I got to answer his first.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
It was what?
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So it said Jesus got white hair like snow and is woolly like a lamb. That's read verse 15 yet. But it says it was woolly in texture, and then it was what?
White were white like wool, as white as snow.
So it was white like snow. What you see right here, woolly type hair. This is a representation of what Jesus would have looked like. Right. It ain't the actual look. We ain't saying he looked like this, but we know that he was a dark-skinned man because we just read he had hair like wool. You got woolly hair, but his was white, which we say gray nowadays. Right. So if you see him, you would think he'd be an old white man walking around on the streets. But let's see what color he was. Read.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Read on.
And his feet.
And his what?
And his feet. Like unto fine brass.
What color is brass, sister?
That is brown.
It's brown. So even the South Africans know that.
Right.
Hey, I'm a pastor. You must stop with your nose. I'm a pastor. Learn your people first.
So let's see how dark that brass was. Read.
As if they burned.
Hold on, that brass was what?
As if they burned in a furnace.
So if I took brown brass,
if Adam and Eve were screwed and made babies, who did the babies make kids with?
Lighter?
Incest.
Would it come out
and you're following this white man's book, incest.
So according to the Bible,
can somebody tell
Jesus looked just like his daddy. A so-called black man. If you see him today, you would think he's an African American.
Did they make kids with their mother?
Did
they make kids with their mother? Is the question. In that same Bible, they made slaves sleep with their brother and sister. You are talking trash.
Bring it out. You hear that?
You don't make any sense. Did Adam and Eve, when they made children, when they made their children, who did those kids sleep with?
I gotta ask the question.
Who did they sleep with? They made slaves practice incense to make more slaves. They're sitting talking about. I know more about your history than you ever know. Nonsense.
Now, what was your question?
I was trying to correct you on the South African issue.
I'm a Casa. No, that's
South Africa.
all those names are white names. Like you just said, Africa. That's what you said. You're my people. Hausa, your people. And you're sitting here denying your own ancestors. They will reign on you.
Because that's not our name. God calls us Israelites.
Right. That's right.
Right.
We're the prophets of God.
Right.
Whatever you want to mimic, it's okay. But let me tell you
Enslaving the
direction.
Palestinians. That's what you be a part of? That makes no sense.
Say that again. I couldn't hear you. Jordan was talking.
South, east, and west.
What's
That's
that?
just point of direction.
We know that.
Say it again.
We know that. My brother know that. My brother know that. But give them, Lord, they don't know what they're
Okay,
talking
so you're
about.
from the bottom of Africa.
Tanzania.
Is that the bottom of Africa?
Yes.
You need to get a
Okay, South
passport.
Africa.
You get a passport.
Do you understand that?
Back and forth.
Hey, brother.
You people that way over. I just want to know.
You understand that God and Jesus look like you?
Right.
Not no white man? All right, brother. You got a flyer, right? Make sure you check that flyer out. All right? Okay. Who was up here speaking?
And they hung these on a tree. Stop talking about this crushed in the Bible.
Okay.
And he keep spreading this story, this ridiculous Mel Gibson story. He was on a tree, like those people in Florida and in Stanford and in Texas. Tell the story, tell it right.
Now,
tell it right if you know the story.
Were bottom Africans ever hung on trees?
All Africans were burned.
Were bottom Africans, South Africans hung on trees?
Are you serious? Are you serious? How about you them?
No, I ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about burn. I said hung on trees.
It's the same Germans that were here that were over there.
Where?
The same people. Go read, my brother.
In America?
Go in your papers.
Well, that happened to the Israelites, not South Africans.
That's right.
You're mixing what happened to what you think happened to y'all over there with us over here.
That's right.
Different people in there, brother.
And if you're gonna sit there and lie to my face and say, "Oh, we were just hanging around chilling," you crazy. My brother,
just said? I didn't hear
please
you.
get your passport. I will take my damn self.
Babylon, I didn't hear you.
I pray. Because that don't make no sense.
You was Babylon, I didn't hear you.
Trip to Babylon. You eating rice and beans, right?
Nobody's gonna think that an African American, you're a Haitian.
Thank you.
You're right. All they see.
We Judah,
And I
Benjamin,
grew
Levi,
up
Issachar,
and I grew up with
Issachar, and
That's who we are.
Right.
We are the sons of God.
That's right.
Your people are wonderful. I love them. Much respect.
I know. Get ready.
Okay.
When Christ comes back, he put y'all in slavery. Y'all better shape up.
It is your voodoo, my brothers.
You got two choices.
It is your voodoo that got you out of slavery.
Right.
We need more of that.
Read that in Romans
Your
9.
voodoo, my brothers, got you out of slavery.
Romans chapter 9, verse 7. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. So the only children of God are the Israelites.
That's right.
The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians according to the Bible.
That's right.
Not South Africans.
Right.
Not bottom of the map Africans.
Right.
Not Watusis.
Right.
Not Zulus.
Right.
Not Okaluka believing people.
Right.
Only the Israelites.
That's right. That's right.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.